So our very first hotel is Disney's Caribbean Beach Hotel. It is one of Epcot Resorts Hotel, which means it is closer in proximity to that park. Here we have bus transportation to Epcot as well as Skyliner transportation. That is so convenient because if you don't want to rent a car, you don't have to. Makes it super easy to get to the theme parks here at the Disney Resort area. Let's go check out some other amenities because this weekend we are just staying here at the Caribbean Beach. We are not doing any theme parks because we are telling you what kind of amenities this resort has. All right, so we are all moved in or checked in.
We're moved in.
Yeah, fully unpacked, got everything put away, but we're gonna do kind of like an end of day review, just going over what were some highlights, what we wish were a little better. We're not gonna say negatives because we're always gonna have a positive spin on things, but we're gonna be real.
Opportunities for improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first things when we walked in, we loved that it was spacious but also cozy. We love that there's a table because Matt does have to work on one of the days we are here, and he does work from home, which is very lucky, but it's nice that he has a table or some kind of desk so that he is not on the bed just trying to get work done and answer meetings. Some other positives is that it's just a very well lit room. I really do feel like we are in the Caribbean, ceiling fan. The vibes in the room are really nice. There's the paintings just really go to the places that we're at. We are actually in the Jamaica buildings. So unfortunately, we've never been to Jamaica, so we can't. Wait.
We were just there. We went there on a cruise.
We literally were just there.
Honestly, it was hot when we were in real Jamaica, and now when we walked in this room, it was hot. But we cranked down the AC, and it's very
hyped up the
comfy
fan.
now.
Yeah, so it's very, very good. I will say, yes, we were in Jamaica, but we were there for about half a day because it was an excursion day on our cruise. So we didn't get to see a lot of like the main culture things. Like we just saw where we went on our tour. So it's nice to get what would be a little bit of a version, but our plan is to actually go back to Jamaica and experience more of that culture there. So we'll be able to compare a little bit of how closely Disney got the Jamaica vibes.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think could use more improvement is storage space. There's only 2 of us in here, and there are 5 drawers.
We have filled all of them up.
All the drawers, and we've used all but 2 hangers. Again, we're not here for very long. We're here for a weekend getaway. So if you're planning on having multiple people, which this room has 2 queen beds and a pull-out bed, which that means it could easily sleep 6 to 8 people. Probably not comfortably, but you could, especially if you have families with kids. Just keep that in mind that you could probably ask for more hangers, but the drawer space is very limited. So keep that in mind while you're packing. It might be a little tight, and it might be keeping some stuff in your suitcases. One positive, really positive thing is I love that we have these little hooks back here because I'm able to put some daily use items, some totes, some bags up there. It feels really homey. I can just put my keys up there and call it a day, which I absolutely love. There's so much space in the bathroom. It's a dual sink, so we each took a side. I obviously filled my entire side, and Matt's is pretty much empty, pretty much standard man-woman relationship.
Yeah.
We also have a coffee maker in here, which is really nice, and an ice bucket. However, what we did notice is that there's nowhere to fill up water here. There is in the lobby, which we love.
Yeah, they have nice water bottle filling stations, but where the ice makers are, there's no water filling.
So we're going to keep exploring the resort because we feel like there has to be a way to get water here and not having to go all the way back to the lobby because it is a bit of a hike. And honestly, we've driven both times we've gone to the lobby so far.
If you are staying here, this is a huge resort. It's very spread out. There's a lot of different countries,
Mm-hmm.
and you can easily walk for 15 minutes to get from one side to the other. So just keep that in mind if you're planning your
Yeah.
activities here.
Also, something that just to keep an eye out, this is probably an older hotel. I actually don't know when this hotel was built, but I will look it up. But there are no elevators or escalators in the buildings. So they did ask us when we checked in if we were okay being on the second floor, which we were totally fine with. However, if you have a lot of suitcases, if you have kids, or if you just are someone who cannot do stairs for whatever reason, Disney is very accommodating about that. Just make sure you let them know because, like we said, there's no elevators or stairs, which is not very common in newer hotels. But this gives very much kind of like a motel vibe where the rooms open straight to the outside. It's not a hallway, it's not a giant building. This isn't one of their value resorts, it's a moderate resort. And it's very, very nice. Do not get me wrong. It does not give motel vibes at all, but it's that kind of, you open the door and it's the outside world. It's Florida. It is not a hallway and a room across from you. So just keep that in mind as well, that if you prefer being in large hotel buildings where you're just in a long hallway, this might not be the resort for you, and that's okay. But some other pluses that we saw throughout our stay, we did check in pretty late at night, so we're going to get a little bit more coverage of the morning tomorrow. But we did go to the main lobby to check in, and we got a drink and dinner, see, right here. And it was absolutely delicious. I got the salmon with a mango sauce on top of it.
Yeah, and it had mashed potatoes
And cilantro rice. And truthfully, for quick service, especially how late we got it,
We got it at like 10 p.m.
and they closed at 11. It was absolutely delicious. The salmon was cooked so well. The flavors were phenomenal. I could not complain at all. And then we got a drink at the pool bar, which mine was dangerous because it did not taste like alcohol, but it had a lot. And it was very, very sweet and yummy.
Yeah, yours I think was called the Banana Cabana,
That's what it was.
named after the bar that we got it from. And mine was basically just a Long Island.
And what did you get for dinner?
For dinner, I got a smash burger.
Swash burger.
Yeah, swashbuckler burger, I think. And it had like a bacon jam on it and some kind of crunchy onion topping, I think. The burger itself was your typical theme park burger, nothing special, but the toppings I thought were really good. And I got a side of mac and cheese, which Sophia loves.
I love their mac and cheese. I know some people prefer, the 4-cheese creamy with the shell, but something about Disney mac and cheese just hits home. It just brings nostalgia. I absolutely love it. Plus, we're surrounded by so many amazing cast members. Our bartender at Banana Cabana.
Yeah.
Amazing. He has been here for 20 something years and was just dropping knowledge from different parts of the area. So that was really cool. And we're really excited to see more. Another positive is that the grab and go and the quick service is open till 11, which is a lot later than some other places that we've stayed at. Plus, their market is open till 10 p.m., which has their souvenirs, if you forget any toiletries. But if you're like me, who's a little bit of a dummy and comes from the area and still forgets her toothbrush at home, never fear. Even if that gift shop is closed, you can go to the front desk and they do have a toothbrush set that you can have with toothpaste in it. Absolutely complimentary. So don't fear, you don't need to run to the nearest pharmacy. Disney has got you covered. Also, talking about complimentary, I did use the restroom in the lobby, and ladies, we do have complimentary toiletry products in there. So if Mother Nature decides to come to your door unannounced, Disney's got you covered, totally complimentary, which I truly love because you don't really see that in a lot of female restrooms.
You said that was up at the lobby area?
Yes. So I really love that. And I'm sure you can call the front desk and ask for more, but if you're a little bit shy about that or a little bit more private, they do have them in the restroom that you can just stock up a little bit on. And I love it. I always hate when there's machines where you have to have a quarter to pay because, truthfully,
Who
who
has
carries a quarters
quarters anymore?
anymore?
Right.
So I love it when people do this. They definitely don't have to, but it really put a positive in my book.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're really excited to be here. I am so excited to just put on some Disney cartoons and hit the bed. We have so many fun activities for tomorrow. And
We're getting up bright and early.
yeah, we're actually going to go to, there's a 1.22 mile trail around the resort. So we're going to get a little early morning workout before we get some breakfast at the main lobby and before we start hitting the pool and seeing some of these activities. So very excited. And
We'll see you in the
we'll
morning.
see you in the morning. Bye.
So we have now finished our mile walk and we have worked up an appetite, well deserved. So we came over to our quick service here in the lobby to get some breakfast. I got a ham and cheese omelet with breakfast potatoes. We'll get a better view of this in a second.
Right. And I got an egg, bacon, and cheese bagel. Also with breakfast potatoes.
Yes. And then I got their specialty mocktail, which I'll put the exact ingredients and everything right below. And it comes with boba, which I do love.
And then I got Joffrey's cold brew.
All right. I will say, before tasting anything, our dinner looked much more appetizing and better than this. However, it is a morning rush, and you can only make breakfast look so good. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm a little nervous for your egg circle.
My egg circle.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm gonna try my drink first.
Cheers.
This is delicious.
This is-
It does have like some sweet green tea and guava taste, and it is just so refreshing. Absolutely great start to the day.
This is decent coffee. Sophia doesn't like coffee without any like milk or
milk.
sugar. Yeah.
I can do coffee. I just don't like the overpowering taste of coffee. So I'm gonna stick to my little juice. I guess here goes the breakfast potato. Okay. I usually don't like breakfast potatoes because they're made with onions. I don't think there have any onions in here. If they do, I'll cry. But pretty good. They're pretty good potatoes. You know what? It's a pretty decent omelet. Like, I cannot complain. I think tomorrow I might get pancakes or Mickey waffles, but not bad. All you?
The bagel is very firm.
Okay. It's a little hard to eat.
A little bit, but the bacon is very crispy.
Again, I try to get some bacon and it's breakfast potatoes or nothing. So, but maybe one of my dishes tomorrow will have some bacon because
Yeah.
it looks really, really good. You want to try some of your breakfast potatoes?
Sure.
Honestly, I might get a little bit of ketchup for these potatoes, but we're going to enjoy some breakfast and we'll catch up with you guys soon. Alrighty, so we went back to the room, we got dressed, and just as we were getting ready to go to the pool, it started to rain. So we changed plans a little bit. We kind of just checked out the resort some more, and now it's time for lunch. So we went back to the marketplace later tonight, and tomorrow we'll be trying different areas for food. But today was the last meal that we needed from the marketplace, which we got lunch.
Yeah.
And so I got the chicken breast with cilantro rice and street corn, which I am a little nervous about because it does look like it has red pepper in it, and I'm very bad when it comes to spice. So
And the seasoning on the chicken looks like a jerk seasoning, so that could be spicy
yeah,
too.
which it did not say it was jerk chicken. So hopefully it's not, but if not, yeah.
We'll see.
And I got a sweet tea to drink.
I got the pulled pork nachos, and I got a rum mojito, which just comes in a can.
And what we didn't catch on camera is we almost got attacked by a bird. So on that note, let's try some food.
Yeah.
Okay. Initial thought. It is very hard to cut into this chicken. It is very difficult with plastic utensils, but it is delicious. It is not spicy at all. It has so much flavor. It's so juicy. Really good chicken. How are your nachos?
The nachos are solid nachos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. 10 out of 10 cilantro rice. So good. All right, moment of truth, guys. Okay, either I got extremely lucky or it's not spicy and they use bell peppers, not spicy red pepper.
That's good.
It's pretty good. It's not my favorite street corn. I think still my favorite corn that Disney has ever done has been at the festivals over at Epcot. Corn on a cob, delicious. The seasoning on that is spectacular, but this is pretty good. Can't complain.
It's not bad.
Honestly, not bad for a canned mojito.
Yeah.
It's definitely not fresh because the ingredients aren't fresh, but not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to enjoy our food and we'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully we can get some pool time today. Fingers crossed. Alrighty, so we are back to the room. I am going to try to hit the pool while there's a little bit of sunshine. It's not super great, but it's something. Just going to take advantage of everything we can. But we did get a little haul at the store in honor of the new Lilo and Stitch movie. I did get some Stitch Crocs. I love wearing these for work because I perform for a living, so I often have to change my shoes really quick, and that just makes it really easy. We got a bottle of the Once Upon a Vine wine. It's their red wine. I see these in the Disney gift shops all the time, and I've always wanted to try it, so we made a plan to try as many of them as we can throughout all our different hotel stays. So for this one, it's going to be this. And I'm really excited. So we'll come back to that in a little while to see how it tastes. And then we got Monopoly Disney Edition. So tonight, after we go see our movie and it's the end of the night, we're gonna have some of our wine and play a little bit of Monopoly. So very exciting stuff. Last but not least, we did get some Tropical Paradise cheesecake, and it has passion fruit mousse and passion fruit boba, and I'm so excited to taste this. Can't wait. Nice little mini haul, and that's it for right now. See you soon. Alrighty, so being real honest, today was kind of a bust weather-wise. I did end up making it to the pool for about 30-40 minutes, and then the sky kind of just looked like a doomsday event was ready to happen. Looked straight out of an alien movie.
Yeah.
Super dark and scary. So we went back, ate some of our snacks and goodies, showered, got ready for the day, or for the rest of the night, and now we are back at the Banana Cabana. We got 2 drinks. We got a rum flight, and we also got 2 little appetizers to get us through until we have dinner later.
Yeah.
So for our drinks, I got the pink guava colada, which just sounds delightful. It is frozen, but as you can see, it's already starting to melt. Welcome to Florida.
Right. And I got the pineapple mule. This is a whiskey-based drink.
Well, here we go.
All right. Cheers. Ah. And there's a bug flying around.
Yep. Okay. Let's just try this.
Ooh. Yeah, that's really good.
I might have to come here every day for this.
You love it?
Give me my juice back. Not a fan of the whiskey, but never really am.
I think it's good. It's refreshing. That though.
Delicious. Now, we did say we got a rum flight, so let's test it out. We got the Angostura 1919. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I'm trying my best. I'm just a girl. We got the Barbancourt Estate Reserve. And then we got the Appleton State Estate Rare Blend. So let's start with the one I butchered, the 1919. It's not my favorite. It has a bit of like a punch taste, like a punch to the throat taste, you know? You see what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
aftershock is really there. I will say we went on a rum tour during our honeymoon in Jamaica,
Yeah.
and we learned a lot about rum and how it's made. I'm not a fan of this one. So we're just going to move on.
Yep.
So the next one is going to be the... Sorry, there's a fly just trying to attack me. The Barbancourt Estate Reserve. This one is from Haiti. Oh, and the one from before is from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm so sorry. I've never heard of that country, and that is on me. I need to become more cultured. So please, if you know how to say it correctly, please let me know so I can learn. I want to learn and I want to grow. Cheers.
Okay, so this one's probably a lot.
Yeah.
That one is. It has more of like a vanilla kind of flavor.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely stronger.
Yes.
Which, judging by the color of these, I think this last one's going to be a lot.
I don't know. I have a feeling with the Appleton it's going to be smooth, unless there's whiskey in here that doesn't belong in here.
I spilled some.
I was right. It is a lot smoother.
Whoa, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a lot.
This
smoother.
one is just so smooth. Where is this one from?
Uh,
Appleton? Oh, it's from Jamaica. Hey.
nice.
So, I don't know. I just love all the flavors. Everything just enhanced so well.
It's crazy. This one was aged less than the Barbancourt, but it's smoother.
So, definitely check these out. Don't take our word for it, and let us know what your opinions are on these rums. Honestly, we are still learning how to properly taste and sip all of these liquors.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a cocktail girl, so I'm really learning. But we also got food. But let us get that set up, and we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, so we got our food all situated. So we got the mango barbecue wings.
Yep. They have a few other flavors as well.
Yes. And you got the seafood fritters? Frittatas?
Fritters sounds right. Yeah.
We'll put it at the bottom of the screen. So let's dig in. Let's try the wings. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't like barbecue sauce because it's a little spicy for me, and this is still a little spicy. But I love the mango.
And this is perfectly cooked. The meat's just
Yes.
falling off the bone.
I agree. Okay, now with some dip. Oh, yes. And I have to say, the cilantro and creamer really offsets some of the spice for me, which is great.
Oh,
Okay, let me just use my trusty little napkin.
right.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of the fritters, but the passion fruit crema is absolutely delicious. I would love to try some of that with my wings.
Do it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Cool.
Well, we're gonna enjoy our food and drinks, but we'll keep going around the Caribbean Resort and you guys keep coming with us.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Okay, so we just finished having our drinks and food, and we headed over to this little cove area in the middle of the resort where they have a little playground that is perfect for little kids. But from Sunday to Friday at 8:30 p.m., they play a different Disney movie every single night. Tonight, the movie is Teen Beach Movie, which is actually one of my guilty pleasures. I just love the vibes. The dancing is phenomenal. I absolutely love the choreography. It's so good. And in the background, we also have some fireworks going on because we are really close to Epcot. So really great vibes tonight. It's such a beautiful night, so much better weather than we had earlier today. And let's go watch the movie. All right, we're at the end of night 2. So we watched some Teen Beach Movie. That was really great. And then, we just wanted to keep the night going. So we ended up going to Disney Springs for a little bit. We got some margaritas, just had a nice chill night, came back, and we're just relaxing, soaking up this really nice hotel room. We're going to have some more snacks. And then tomorrow we're going to wake up bright and early. We're going to try a new place for breakfast here at this resort. And we're going to try a different pool, hopefully have better weather, hopefully, and just go around, and we might even get some sweet treats later on in the night. So we'll see, but we're really excited.
Yeah.
I think that's it for now.
All right.
All right, time to go to bed.
Go to bed.
All right, and good morning. We are on day 3 here at our hotel stay. Technically full day 2, but day 3. And unfortunately, the weather is not cooperating very much, so we decided to change up our plans a little bit. We went to the Spyglass Grill this morning.
Spyglass, yeah.
Yeah. And we just ordered mobile ordering just to bring it back to our room because we are all ready to go for once the sun appears and it's not cloudy, rainy, and everything to go to the pool, which you could still go to the pool in this weather. It's just...
There were people at the pool when we walked by.
Yeah. But we decided to just take it easy and save our energy because it is going to be another long day of fun adventures.
Yeah.
So for drinks, I got some nice little apple juice. Love my apple juice.
And I got Joffrey's coffee again.
And then I did get a side of bacon. I did say today I wanted the bacon. So I did get some. So I guess let me try some out. It's good. It's not hot, but it's good. So the first thing from our mystery bag, it's not really a mystery, but...
Not a mystery to us.
Ooh, this is the egg sandwich on a brioche bun and with potatoes. And from our mystery bag number 2.
This one is the breakfast Cuban, also with potatoes.
Yeah, so we're going to enjoy some breakfast, maybe play some Disney Monopoly, watch some TV, enjoy being in the room because I feel like that's a really big part of a Disney stay is the room fun to be in while the weather's kind of bad or, you just want to stay in. So we're going to enjoy some us time in here and then maybe head over to the pool, show you guys the main pool over by the main building and just have some fun.
Yeah.
I also realized last night because we were so exhausted, we didn't do any of our positives and things that need improvement from yesterday.
True.
Positives, I think it's absolutely fantastic that they have a movie playing almost every night except for Saturday night.
That was so much fun to watch.
I think it's great that they're movies that kids can watch, but also young adults don't mind watching as well. And they range throughout the week. I know last night was a DCOM, but earlier in the week is just there's Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch. So it's a little bit of different movies every single day. Something that needs improvement is, I know we're in Florida, I know it's hot, but a little bit
more of like a bug control situation. We were getting eaten alive at the restaurants.
Yeah.
And again, I totally get it's Florida and there's only so much you can do, but it was rough out there.
There was a fly that wouldn't leave us alone that you probably saw in the video.
Yeah.
And then just mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes everywhere. So that was really rough.
Yeah.
That's not really, I think, something that we can say, oh, this makes the hotel any less than. It's just
No, but just bug spray helps. They
Yeah.
do have bug spray at
the gift shop, but
Yeah.
if they had like those little lanterns that attract bugs over there rather than to the tables, that would be very useful. I think bigger signages, because we were
Oh.
getting lost so much.
We
so-
got really lost last night.
And when it's bright out, we know what color our building is. We have yellow buildings and we're next to a pink building. However, at night when you can't really see the building colors because it's dark out,
We passed our building like 3 times.
yeah. And the signs are quite small where it says where we're at. The number on the buildings are fantastic. They're huge and
Yeah.
very legible. Like, that is fantastic. It is just,
And they're in order. There's been a lot of places like apartment complexes and hotels I've been to where the numbers aren't really in order. It's
Yeah.
kind of scattered. These ones are at least in order, so that helps.
so, but I think another positive is most of the cast members we found this weekend have been absolutely phenomenal. They are so nice, like just having a great time. And we just want to shout them out. You know, it's not always easy working really late hours or really early hours. Some are away from their family. So we just want to say we appreciate all of them. So, yeah, we're going to have some breakfast and we'll be back later tonight.
So after a fun full day at the pool, we finally got some sunshine. The clouds went away. It got a little steamy and hot, but we loved it. We spent some time in the hot tub. Then we got back to the room, got changed, which is now time for s'mores. This is something really fun that Caribbean Beach offers. You do get free marshmallows, but we opted to get the s'mores kit, which do come with marshmallows, graham crackers, and dark chocolate. And oh, this is so cute. The graham crackers are Mickey Mouse. And then you got a nice little chocolate bar in the back. And then you got a nice big marshmallow. And then you have 2 giant sticks to toast them. They do go up to some safety rules, which I absolutely love because safety is very important when you're going near fire. So really excited to eat some. I love s'mores. I love marshmallows, so this is perfect. Again, the s'mores kits we did purchase, they are $7. However, the marshmallows are free, so you can get a bag of 6 marshmallows and you can get as many as you want. Just make sure you check with a grown-up if, you know, you're a young one.
We're not buying anymore. A warm up. You can do it if you want. No, I don't want to. I want to go for ice cream and dinner.
So we finished up our s'mores and they were delicious. So to talk a little bit more about that, now that I don't just have s'more on the brain, and my brain was a little
Or
bit
the
mushy.
hands or the mouth. Yeah.
Everywhere. The s'more kit had 2 graham crackers, so a top and a bottom, and they were shaped like Mickey and had his face on it and everything, super cute. Had 2 little pieces of dark chocolate, which went a long way. It was
Yeah.
absolutely delicious.
It was really
And
good.
then a square marshmallow that was perfect for s'mores. It really melted off the stick. It was very gooey and perfect, and we didn't catch ours on fire, which a plus.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, a quick note about the graham cracker. It was very crumbly, which made the s'more really easy to eat.
yes, because sometimes the graham crackers we buy from the grocery store, they're so stiff.
And they just like snap. And
Yeah, and then you have more marshmallow on you than in your mouth.
right.
But I think what's also really cool is if you don't want to buy the s'mores kit, which again they are only $7, but if you don't want to buy them because you know Disney vacations are super expensive
Yes.
and things add up, even just our little staycation can start adding up.
Yeah.
They do offer free complimentary little packets of 6 marshmallows. They're great, and you can get as many of those as you want. So we ended up getting s'mores kit and then just an extra bag of marshmallows because I love marshmallows. So That
Yeah.
was a really big perk.
Yeah, and when you're done with the stick, you just hand it back and they break it up and throw it in the fire.
Yeah, it's very reuse, reduce, recycle.
Yeah.
The 3 R's. I will also say, just want to talk about recreation here a little bit. I love how much they have here at the resort. We actually used this resort stay to not go to the park. We just wanted to check everything out this resort had. And honestly, there was a lot.
Yeah.
They have tie-dye. They have, I think, artists throughout the week. They have the nighttime movies. They have s'mores every day. And at the pool, they have DJs and games. And at night tonight, we're going to check it out after our dinner reservation. They actually have like some kind of glow event at our main pool. So that's super fun. And so there's a lot of things to do for all fun sizes, ages, everything.
Yeah.
But right now we are back at the Spyglass Grill. This time we came for drinks because we did not get them this morning. I got the strawberry margarita. Now don't be fooled. This was frozen and it is very watery because it is very toasty out.
And I got the spiked guava lemonade.
We love anything with guava.
Yeah. A quick note on these. The mix is like pre-done, but it doesn't have alcohol in it. So they put the alcohol in and then add the slushy
I love
part.
that. So you can also just get a strawberry slushy when it's hot out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's try it out.
All right. Cheers.
That is delicious.
This is great.
And I see what you mean about it not having alcohol originally, because a lot of times with these pre-made margaritas, you can't typically taste the alcohol. This one you can. You can definitely taste the tequila is in there, which sometimes it's nice to know.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
That is so refreshing.
It's very refreshing. Also, you cannot taste the vodka.
That is a little dangerous. I feel like with a lot of their vodka drinks, they put them in there and they fill it up nice and good, but you cannot taste it, which can become dangerous in the long run.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we did get some bottles of water. We want to make sure we're being responsible in this heat. And since there's no way to fill up our water bottles back by the rooms and we keep forgetting to lug them all the way to the front, this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
So we'll catch up with you guys real soon at Sebastian's Grill, where we have our dinner reservations tonight. Hey, so it is the end of our last night here. We spent 3 nights here, 4 days, and it has been amazing. Today we had a little bit of a late start just because we did go get breakfast, but it was rainy, it was overcast, so we took advantage of being in the hotel room. We ate some yummy breakfast, watched a little bit of Disney Plus, and then around 11 we went to the pool, got some sun in. It was gorgeous. The sun was really sunning at some points.
It really was.
It was very, very harsh, but don't worry, we wore sunscreen. We were safe and smart. We got some good lunch, got some good eats, and finished off the day by getting some s'mores, getting more drinks, and finishing it at Sebastian's Bistro. It was a great dinner. I will fully be transparent. I was expecting not to enjoy that experience just because typically when I see Caribbean-inspired food, it is a little bit on the spicy side.
and that is just not my palate. I have a very sensitive palate when it comes to spice. Sometimes black pepper can just be a little bit too much for me. I love garlic, but pepper is a little bit too much. And so I went in kind of with low expectations, and the food was phenomenal. I really loved how they separated the toppings for all the meats because they were all spicy and they didn't just lather it in it, so I could enjoy the meats. Everything was super allergy friendly. The service staff was phenomenal. The chef came out and talked to us, and she was delightful. So great experience, and honestly, a great way to end our night.
Yeah. Overall, this resort's been great. I love the theming, the amenities. They've been great. A few opportunities for improvement, though.
Absolutely. I think with how many beaches there are, because they have like little private beaches, which a pro there, they have little private beaches with chairs and hammocks there for you to relax in if you don't want to be by the pool.
I love hammocks.
He does. However, that tends to attract mosquitoes, especially bodies of water and beaches. So we did get bit quite a bit. Even with bug spray, it was just a feat, and everywhere we ate or got drinks, we were just attacked by bugs. So I wish there was a little bit better of a solution.
Yeah, I feel like there was a fly that was either following us around all day or
I think he had a grudge with you because at the
Maybe.
pool, he did not come near me at all.
just attacking me
Yeah.
constantly. Yeah.
Another pro about the pools here, if you go to the large pool in the front, there's a lot of recreation there. But if you go on the backside of their big water slide, first of all, it somehow sound blocks a lot.
You couldn't hear the announcer or
No,
DJ, whatever
anything.
they were.
But also there's a hot tub back there, which Matt truly loves getting some hot tub time. Our jobs are a little bit stressful and a lot on the body, so our back gets a little tight. So
Yeah.
it feels
And
good.
even with the hot sun, I had to jump in the hot tub.
Of course, we just waited for a little bit of overcast before hopping in. Another pro is honestly, I keep saying this, the cast members here are just so delightful. They are so engaging. And we saw some of the servers over at Sebastian just having a great time, like spinning trays on their fingers, which talented as all, because I would drop that in an instant and then probably hurt myself in the process. I guess any other room for opportunity to grow?
Not that I can think of right now. Oh, actually, yes, there is one. So there are multiple outlets in the rooms. The ones that are in the walls are fine. The ones that are in any of the furniture, like behind us, there's this like bedside table between the beds, and it has a number of outlets and USB ports and stuff in it. It seems like it can only, like any of them, can only charge one thing at a time.
Yeah, so we've been waking up with half-charged devices because when we plug them in, it's saying it's charging, and then we wake up and they didn't fully charge, which is kind of inconvenient.
Yeah.
For sure. I do like the layout of the room. I think it is very cozy. Is it, a luxury hotel? No, but I really don't see anything wrong with the room.
No, it's a great room.
I want to touch on the recreation again because there was one fun thing that we kind of wish we knew about sooner. So we did see it on the flyer that if you found a cutout of Sebastian the Crab from Little Mermaid and you took a photo of it and went to the front desk, you get a little reward. And turns out you get a fun little pin, and it is super cute. And then they told us, keep an eye out for the next few days, and every time you find him, come back and you get a little sticker to add on to the pin.
I wish we would have known about that
Yeah.
before.
We found out today when it's our last night, and we unfortunately do have to leave a little early tomorrow. I have to get to work, and so we don't get to have any of the stickers, but it did teach us to read the itinerary, and if there's fun activities like that, don't wait up until the last minute. Get them done in the beginning because we never know. There might be part 2 and 3, and we do love a good scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
So that's it for Caribbean Beach. We're going to do a little checkout moment tomorrow and just say goodbye to the room and goodbye to the resort. We're also going to be posting, once we're all done with the Epcot resorts, a full video of our comparisons of each of the Epcot resorts, the positives, the room for improvement, what are the pros, the cons of each, and kind of rating them on a system, and we'll have our system all listed out. And at the end, we're also going to talk about every single Disney hotel that there is to stay at the Orlando area. And we can't wait to
go on this journey with you guys. Thanks so much for following us this weekend, and in a few weeks we'll be staying at a different hotel and having new experiences with you guys. All right, so it is officially our last day here at Caribbean Beach. We have officially checked out of our room, the place we called home for the last 3 days. We had so much fun being on this journey with you guys. We're going to hop into the lobby real quick, grab some breakfast to go before heading home. And then later today, we will be filming our rating for this hotel. We can't wait for our next adventure for you guys. Again, thank you so much for being here. And till next time, bye.
Hey guys, so we finally came back home after a Caribbean Beach stay. We're sad to be home, but glad because we have our puppy back and we had a good relaxing staycation.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And our puppy is laying right here between us.
Making sure to never leave our side again. But what we want to talk about after all our staycations or all our vacations when we stay at these hotels is we're going to actually rank them and rank them against each other, kind of see where they stand. For example, this is a Disney hotel, so we're going to rank them against other Disney hotels, but it's also an Epcot Resort hotel, so rank them against each other so we give you guys the most well-rounded response we can. Now, for our overall ranking between both of ours, we gave the Caribbean Beach Resort a 3.3 out of 5. My ranking was a 3.4. I just hit the microphone, I'm so sorry. But it was a 3.4, and Matt had a 3.1. Now you might be asking, what did we rank? So the first category is how would you rate the location of the hotel? I personally gave it a 3 just because it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. If you don't have a car, it's kind of inconvenient. Yes, it's convenient to get to the parks, but if you don't really want to go to Disney or if you wanted to go to Universal or any other area in Orlando, it's kind of out of the way, kind of hidden, so you would have to rely on some kind of transportation.
Yeah, I actually ranked it a 4 out of 5 for location because it was kind of out of the way. It didn't really feel touristy to me, and I thought that was nice.
Nice separation from reality.
Yeah.
So the next one was, because it was an Epcot Resort, how would we rate the location of the hotel compared to Epcot? I gave it a 4. I do believe that there are some hotels that are a little bit closer, a little bit more convenient to get to Epcot. However, the fact that the Skyliner was right on property was so useful. It really made it easy. However, we did not really test to see if like the buses or any other transportation would take longer, because if there's weather in the area or if you have a fear of heights, the Skyliner might not be for you. So there might be better options in location.
Yeah. I also ranked it a 4. I thought it was plenty close to Epcot. It was easy to get there and really no complaints, but I wanted to give it a little bit of room to grow just in case any other hotels really blow our mind.
Mm-hmm. How would you rate the room design? I gave it a 3 out of 5 because while I did really like how it looked, it was a little basic.
Yeah.
It was very much a room with some color and design. I feel like it could have done a lot more to encapsulate the theme. However, I did like how everything was laid out. It made it very easy to move. I didn't feel like we had to struggle with all our suitcases. So that was nice.
Yeah. I did rank it a little bit lower. I ranked it a 2 for the room design. We were staying in the Jamaica area, and we had also just gotten back from a trip to Jamaica. I wasn't really getting the Jamaica vibes. It just felt kind of generic Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'll agree. It felt generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you rate the room storage? So I was gracious and gave it a 2 out of 5. And that is because there is barely any drawer space. We actually had to share most of the drawers. We just had enough hangers. And besides putting the suitcase under the bed, there wasn't a lot of storage. And there was only 2 of us. There were 2 queen size beds and a pull-out bed. So I can't imagine if you did come with a family, how you would store everything. There just wasn't enough space. There was barely enough space for us two. What I did like, and that's why I didn't give it a 1, was that they did have hooks by the door. So that made it really easy to put any pool bags, work bags, and our car keys, any kind of wallet, because it had a little shelf. So I did think that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I ranked it a 3. I thought it could have used more storage, but I did like the size of the room. I thought it made it pretty easy to, if you do live out of your suitcase, it is an option. But again, couldn't rate it any higher than that.
Yeah. How would you rate the room's cleanliness? I would give it a 3. Now, I don't think in any way, shape, or form it was not clean. However, I don't necessarily think I would trust to drop food on the floor and pick it up and eat it. I don't necessarily think I would want to walk barefoot just because it goes directly to outside. So anytime mousekeeping would come in, they're tracking in anything from outside, inside, which is not their fault. That is the layout of the hotel. And it just felt like it could use a nice deep cleaning, and it hasn't had that in a while. However, it felt clean enough.
Yeah, I ranked it a 4 because it didn't seem dirty. It was fine. But to your point, yeah, I guess I wouldn't eat off the floor, and
Right.
I didn't really walk around barefoot. I
Yeah.
kept socks on the whole time. So that's a good point. Our dog wants to play right now.
Buddy, we'll play with you in a second, okay? How would you rate the hotel's amenities? I gave it a 3. I think unless you went to the main pool, the other pools were very, very bland.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the smaller pool might not have the same decorum or any kind of quick service or anything, but kind of just seemed like no theming was involved. If you weren't really into campfires or movies outside because of the bugs, those amenities that are free wouldn't be for you, and most of the other ones you had to pay a fee. I do think that them having recreation by the main pool is a lot of fun, but I just wish there was a little bit more for adults. I did love the little scavenger for Sebastian. I thought that was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Especially for us who like doing those kind of games. Yeah, so I wish there was a little bit more on the amenities for that. There's no gym, which we do like having, but there was a running path, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just kind of basic amenities. It is a moderate level resort, so I wasn't expecting anything over the moon. Just wish I had a little bit more, and I wish we could enjoy some of the amenities more without so many bugs.
Yeah, that's fair. I also rated it a 3. I thought the outdoor fire was cool. I really enjoyed the nighttime movie outside. I thought that was a really nice touch. And there was a grab and go shop at the front that was convenient and had some good options.
Yeah. How would you rate the hotel's cleanliness? So I gave it a 4. I think room aside, I think the hotel was pretty darn clean. I think the only parts of me that felt a little bit on edge were some of the pool area and by the bar, because there was just so many bugs. So it could have been in our food. And I know we're outside. I know we're in Florida, so I don't have that kind of false expectation. It was just a little more than usual being from Florida and going to these parks so frequently. I don't typically see as many bugs as we did on this trip.
Fair point.
However, the inside was pretty spotless. And also, I did notice that in some of the quick service area in the main lobby, that a lot of the tables were dirty even after people have left for a very long time. And I don't mean leaving the trays and everything, because that's a whole different conversation. I mean, trays are gone and it's in between lunch and dinner.
And nobody has come
to clean the
it.
table. So it was a little grimy by the time the next rush came in.
Okay. Maybe I was a little generous then. I think I did give it a 5. Just because I wasn't really thinking about those other areas. I was more focused on the lobby area and the shops, and I thought like it's Disney level standards. It was clean.
Right. How would you rate Banana Cabana, one of their poolside bars? I gave it a 5. There were so many drink options for me. I love the sweet kind of Caribbean style drinks. That is just my cup of tea. I love a good rum cocktail, a good smoothie blend cocktail by the pool, a good pina colada, daiquiri. So I really enjoyed it.
So I ranked it a 3, and I think a lot of that comes down to just our different tastes in beverages. So the location was fantastic. I loved that. The drinks were more on the sweeter side, which just isn't my preference, which is why I rated it lower. It didn't feel like there was a lot of variety for, the kinds of drinks that I like to enjoy, which would be like stronger, less sweet drinks. But overall, I did enjoy that bar, and I thought it was a great location, great theming, and overall, really cool.
How would you rate the Centertown Market? That is their quick service location inside the main building. I gave it a 5, and I'll tell you why. I have rarely ever seen a quick service place in a hotel in which there were so many unique and delicious food options. The only one that I wish had a little bit more improvement was their breakfast. However, their lunch and their dinner menu, like which was combined, just blew me away. The fact that the salmon was just so well cooked, the chicken, the rice, every side we had, almost every single entree, it hit it out of the park for me. So I had such a great experience. I actually went back and got another round of salmon, which
Yeah.
is so rare for me. And another guest actually saw me eating it, and they actually went and got it too because it looked so good and it tasted delicious. And the cilantro rice was phenomenal.
It was great. I ranked it a 3 because I wanted to leave room for growth. I don't know what else we're going to experience at these hotels. But I'll also say I feel like you chose much better dishes than I did. I chose kind of basic things like a burger. But that salmon and the cilantro rice, I cannot speak more highly of.
Delicious. How would you rate the Centertown Market Grab and Go? I gave it a 4 because it did have a lot of the same options that the quick service area had.
Yeah.
But it also had a lot of creative, fun options. And as someone with a nut allergy, it's really hard for me to find snacks and treats and healthy options that don't include any kind of nut or peanut butter. And there was stuff with sun butter. There were options for me, which is so rare, including for desserts. They had allergens listed, and that really means a lot to me because I've been to places where I can't really get anything at the grab and goes except for candy or bags of processed chips. So that was a nice change of pace for me.
Yeah. I ranked it 3, again, just to leave room for growth. But overall, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm. How would you rate Sebastian's Bistro? This is their more fine dining restaurant in their hotel. I rated it a 5. This was phenomenal. I will fully go in with the regret that I was not going in with giving it a chance. I was very scared. I don't do well with spicy at all. And when I hear Caribbean style food, I hear spice. But they made sure to put anything that was spicy. And this is not even us telling them our preference. This is how they serve their food. They put the sauces on the side, and that's where a lot of their spice was. So I was able to eat everything on the meat platter, and everything was so well cooked. The service was phenomenal. They were all so kind and great. And
Yeah.
honestly, it was a fantastic dinner. I left stuffed. The drinks were so good. I kind of wish I'd picked a better cocktail, but that was on me. But overall, great choice.
Yeah, I also rated it a 5. I thought it was fantastic. That's one of my favorite styles of restaurant, where they just bring out like family style platters, and you can basically eat as much as you want. And the food was fantastic. I agree. The separation of the main meats were well seasoned, and properly cooked, but not spicy. And then you could add the spice by adding the different sauces. I thought that was really awesome. And the pairing of the sauces with the different meats was great too.
Yeah. And something that was really clever that they did was there was, I believe in our appetizers, the salad came with pumpkin seeds. And since they didn't know where the seeds lies in my allergy, they separated them all, didn't put them in the salad, and just brought Nat out a giant plate of pumpkin
Yeah.
seeds, which I think was really nice and accommodating. They're like, hey, you can't have these, but Matt can, so here you go. And we just had a giant plate of pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. And if you do have a nut allergy, that restaurant is a really good place to eat because I think the pumpkin seeds were the only things that were
like
questionable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could even have the dessert, which was so delicious.
Yeah.
How would you rate Spyglass Grill? That is their second quick service all the way on the other side of the resort. I was generous and gave it a 3 because the drink was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But other than that, it kind of fell flat. I mean, the breakfast was pretty good if it wasn't kind of cold by the time it got to us.
Right.
And it was raining that day, so that was kind of on us not eating it fresh when it got there.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was kind of basic chicken tenders and fries, which is great for a poolside snack, especially if you have little ones. I just wish we did something a little bit more, like the quick service in the main building was such unique plating, and it had stuff for kids, but it also had stuff for grown-ups. And I just wish we brought some of those flavors over. I'm not saying we had to bring the exact menu over, but something a little bit unique, because I obviously saw that they could do it. I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't think they could do something really phenomenal.
Right. I ranked it a 2, not because it was bad, but for the same reason. It was just kind of basic.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
So we skipped the fitness center because there is no gym. So the next one is, how would you rate the main pool? I gave it a 4. I think the theming was really, really cool. I think something really, and I don't even know how they manage this, but in the front area where all the kids are, where recreation is, it's very, very loud and a lot of fun is being had. But if you went right behind that area, there is a little hot tub and some more lounge chairs.
Yeah.
And it was like the sound got muffled out. It was
Yeah.
so relaxing, but you were still in that main area. You could still go get drinks. You can still go get food. And that's why I ranked it a 4, because if you have little ones that want to go play, they can go on one side. But if you want to relax and still have that environment, you can. And that is so nice.
Yeah, it was kind of wild how I forgot that the person with the microphone was there until we went back over there, I think to grab towels or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I personally ranked it a 3. It was very busy, which I know is not necessarily the hotel's fault, but it was hard to find a place to just kind of relax and get away from the noise. That one area was really nice to get away from most of the noise, but it did end up also getting busy once we went back there. I think people got the idea seeing us back there, and they're like, ooh, we like this too.
And I will say it was pretty rainy all weekend, and that was finally the first bit of sun or partial sun that we had. So a lot of people had the same idea of going to the pool. So,
Yeah.
How would you rate the smaller pools? So I went to the pool by the Jamaica rooms and I gave it a 2. And that was being generous because I was attacked by bugs the entire time and crows. And that's about it. I couldn't be out there too long because weather came rolling in. There was a very, very dark, ominous cloud, thunder and lightning. So they had to close the pool area. But it was very bland. There was no theming whatsoever. There were people there because it was quiet, but it was a little sad of a pool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't rank this one because I was staying back at the room when Sophia went, and I didn't experience it.
So how would we rate the drinks? I gave it a 5 because it is very rare for me to go to many bars, especially with Matt, because he has taken me to a lot of fun and unique places in which I can either drink most of the cocktails without customizations or that I will like most of the cocktails. Now, I do know I might regret that eventually when I go to cooler bars and have better drinks, but
truthfully, I had a great time. I think the drinks were phenomenal. They were right up my sleeve. I do like a sweeter drink. I do like a sweeter cocktail, and the bartenders really did take care of us.
That's true. I personally ranked it a 2, but don't take that to mean that the bars weren't good. They just I felt like a lot of the drinks were really sweet and didn't have a lot of variety. Like they all seemed like pretty similar drinks to each other. But that's just coming from me who prefers not sweet drinks. They were still great bars.
How would you rate the food? Now, I know this is going to be controversial based off of what we talked about, but I gave it a 3 out of 5. Yes, Sebastian was fantastic. Yes, the quick service was fantastic. Well, one of them, but the other one was not. And you know what? At the end of the day, for an overall vibe, it was just okay because we did get snacks at Banana
Yeah.
Cabana.
Yeah.
And they were just okay. The
Mhm.
dips were good.
Right.
But other than that, I think there's room for a lot of improvement. Some of the dishes that I had were absolutely phenomenal, but
Yeah.
Nat didn't have the same luck. And I really want some consistency across the board so that whoever goes in order, no matter what they ordered, they are just blown away like I was with their food.
Yeah, that's fair. I also gave it a 3, and I don't have anything to add to that.
How would you rate the vibe? I would give it a 3.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything wrong with the vibe. I kind of wish there was a little bit more of a tropical Caribbean vibe throughout. It kind of felt pretty quiet. But other than that, it was okay.
Yeah. Also a 3 for me. It was okay.
Yeah. I think there's better theming out there and better use of theme. How would you rate the bug problem?
So this is a 5 is there are no
No
bugs ever. In fact, negative
Yeah,
bugs.
and 1 is horrific. We ranked it 1.
Yeah.
I actually got bit so bad by something on my foot that it has swelled up. I cannot wear sandals right now. Closed-toe shoes also hurt. I don't know what bit me. I got it while we were watching the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed about that because I don't know what bit me. There were mosquitoes everywhere, and we had to buy and layer on bug spray, which
Even then, they were attacking us constantly.
Yeah.
And some of the outdoor bars, and maybe this is why I rank them a little bit lower as well. Some of the outdoor bars, we were just being attacked by bugs while we were trying
So
to.
it wasn't even enjoyable because
Yeah.
we were just constantly swatting, making sure they didn't land in our drinks or in our food. I was trying to relax by the pool, and I couldn't even close my eyes because there were so many bugs. And again, I get it. There's little beaches over here, and it's Florida and it's hot, but I have seen a lot of pest control throughout my years here, and this was just a lot. And it kind of did wreck the environment a little bit. We're happy that none of them made it into our room.
Yeah.
That is for sure. But it was a lot. And after taking a shower, getting the sunscreen off, having to douse down in bug spray again, really takes the cleanliness vibe away.
Yeah.
How would you rate the activities? I gave it a 3. It's a little higher than it should be probably, but I love s'mores. I love campfires, and I love teen beach movies. So yes, I did get attacked and bit while watching that movie, but that was so much fun seeing it outside on a big screen. It's not something that you typically get to do, so I really enjoyed that. I wish there was a little bit more activities for free. They did have ping pong, they had a pool, but just a little bit more variety,
Yeah. I ranked it a 2 just because there wasn't a lot, but what was there was good.
So there was a box for any additional comments. For me, I said for a moderate hotel, this was very nice. The bug problem was a bit out of control, making some activities unbearable. The cast members, though, truly made the hotel very magical.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I said for what it was a good hotel.
And you know what? It was a moderate level hotel, and it did the moderate task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I stay here again? If I needed a quick stay, absolutely. But for a longer stay, I think I would try my luck somewhere else.
Yeah. I I would probably choose a different hotel, but that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy this
Right.
one.
It just probably wouldn't be our first pick to go back to.
Yeah.
But that's our Caribbean Beach response and ratings. And thank you so much for joining us this weekend. Can't wait to see you on the next one when who knows where we'll stay next.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to unpack and hang out with our puppy who has now fallen asleep under us. So see you guys. And please subscribe, like. You guys are awesome.